You've picked a fight for no real reason, not because you wanted one, because part of you needed to know they'd stay. You didn't plan it, it just happened. But the real answer behind that moment is far stranger than you were just upset. Somewhere underneath the argument, a much older system was running. It wasn't checking whether you were right, it was checking whether you were safe. And those are not the same question. Psychologist John Bowlby spent decades studying how humans form bonds, and he had found something uncomfortable. The people you love most become the same people you quietly test the hardest. Not because you doubt them on the surface, because some part of your nervous system doubts whether love this good is allowed to last. Here's what nobody tells you about this. The testing isn't sabotage, it's data collection. Your brain wants proof, not promises. Words are cheap to a nervous system built on survival. Actions under pressure are not. So you create pressure. Small pressure usually. A cold shoulder, a manufactured complaint, a "do you even care about me" dropped into an ordinary Tuesday. Mary Ainsworth, working with Bowlby, ran an experiment that explains this almost perfectly. She placed toddlers in a room, had their caregiver leave briefly, then returned. What she measured wasn't whether the child got upset. It was what the child did when the caregiver came back. Some reached for comfort easily, others pushed the caregiver away, even while desperately wanting them close. Notice that. It's happening to you right now, just with better vocabulary and a phone instead of a stroller. That push away while craving closeness pattern doesn't disappear when you grow up. It just gets a new outfit. Instead of crying when a parent leaves the room, you go quiet when a partner takes too long to text back. Instead of clinging, you create distance first so you can control when the rejection happens instead of waiting for it to happen to you. Why does that feel safer? Because a wound you cause yourself hurts less than one you didn't see coming. Researchers Cindy Hazan and Philip Shaver later showed that this early wiring maps directly onto adult romantic bonds. The same attachment style you had at 1-year-old shows up in how you argue at 30. That's not poetic language, that's measured behavior across thousands of adults. But that's not even the strangest part. The strangest part is this. The people most likely to test their partner aren't the ones who feel unloved. They're often the ones who feel the most loved and can't quite believe it's real. Getting everything you wanted doesn't feel like safety right away. It feels like waiting for the bill to come due. So you test the relationship the way you test ice on a lake, not because you think it's definitely going to crack. Because if it's going to crack, you'd rather know standing near the edge than in the middle. This is where the reframe lands. You're not sabotaging your relationship. You're running a security check written by a much younger version of you, one who learned that love could disappear without warning. That version of you isn't trying to ruin things. It's trying to protect you from being blindsided again. But here's what actually changes it. Testing works on threats. It doesn't work on people. A partner who stays through your test isn't proving they're safe forever. They're just proving they can pass one moment. Real security doesn't come from someone surviving your test. It comes from you no longer needing to give one. Think about the last time you did this. The short message you sent to see if they'd worry, the plan you canceled to see if they'd ask why. Notice what you were actually looking for underneath it. You weren't looking for an apology. You were looking for proof that you matter enough to chase. You don't need another test today. You've already picked a fight for no real reason, more times than you'd like to admit. Not because you wanted one, because part of you still needs to know they'd stay. Maybe the next time that urge shows up, you won't need the fight to find out. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing for more videos.